Cybernation Uncensored.
We are officially live and on screen. Hopefully everyone can see us and hear us. Chat, let us know if anyone's frozen or muted. We'll try to get that fixed right away because, you know, sometimes little glitches happen. Everyone say hello. Let's check those mics.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, all you beautiful freaks out there.
All right.
Yay.
I can hear everyone, so we're going to move forward. I think we're good to go. Chat, just let us know if anything happens. PWB says he can hear and see all. That's great news. And this is our weekly Cyberpunk Red gameplay that we do every Thursday right here, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And it is the Gutter Rats. It's a team of baddies. We'll get into that in just a moment. Before we do that, let me first introduce our team and give some shout outs. We have Alex here who's playing Wolfman the Nomad, Matt who's playing Leon the Lawman Nomad, Vulpus the Toy Maker playing the Tech Nomad, and Noland is Nox the Solo, while Shig plays Stina, our solo medtech. So we've got lots of multi-classing happening in this team. That should be a lot of fun. I want to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters behind Cybernation Uncensored, our partners and players, just everybody that's pouring fuel on the fire. Appreciate all of you. Alex Maxwell, Nicholas, a.k.a. The King Square, Zach, a.k.a. GM Capricious Nature, Renegade 420, Anthony Rogers, The Land of Wolves, Terrafan, Rufio, rest in peace, brother, PWB, Crag Horst, and Insanity, Volbus Vox, Nolan North, Christopher Callies, Matt V, and Shig. Also a shout out to our other partners, Sirenscape Fantasy Grounds and Loke Battle Maps. So again, and myself, obviously, I'm GM Rob Mulligan. I'm also the founder of Cybernation Uncensored. Give us a follow and subscribe anywhere you see Cybernation Uncensored. We stream live and VOD on YouTube, between Twitch and YouTube. Those are our main spots. But yeah, this is our weekly Cyberpunk Red team. It's a team of baddies. We're going to get into it soon. Before that, we had our session 0, and this one is home base. It's technically our session 1, but it's really all about building our home base, which we're going to do with the help of our Talsorian Games' downloadable content. No Place Like Home is what I believe the title is. So we're going to get into that, and we're going to build the team base. I'm going to ask all the players to feel free to bounce in between character and player. I know when we fully get going into the campaign, I'm going to have the players just dive into character and never really get out of it, just full on role play. But in this one, yeah, feel free to bounce back and forth. It's a little more easy. What's that? PWB, I lay hands on Nolan North.
Oh my!
It's getting zesty. I do agree there, Chonky. But yeah, let's get into
already.
Giggity. Yes, been looking it
Home
over.
base, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like the chat's saying that they're having a hard time. I think it's just hearing you now, Rob. It's how that there's no sound. There's no sound for you. So, PWB is saying.
Oh no.
Okay, let's check that. You should be able to hear me now. Yeah, it's the thing is we're using this new battle map because I wanted to show in the overlay the downloadable content. So my mic I think was a little off. There we
go.
But yeah, the downloadable content is No Place Like Home by Art Talsorian Games. You can see it right here. So that's what we're going to get into. But before we do that, I want to explain that the way it works is you're using experience points basically towards the team. And since this team hasn't really fully gotten started, but they do have a history, we're going to reward some points that they can use to build the home base. We kind of discussed it a little bit in session 0. I'll do a mini recap in a moment. But yeah, basically you are going to have some points because this team has been working together already. We've already kind of did the character creation starting on rank 4, but then we upgraded with some extra XP and eddies to get the team just a little more experienced. So I'm going to do the same thing with the home base. This home base is, if anyone didn't catch session 0, it's located just outside of Night City on an abandoned byway off of one of the main highways. We'll say outside of South Night City. That way it's outside of a combat zone. And it's an abandoned oasis station. It does have, all the different possibility of components and things to be rebuilt and fixed, but it is very decrepit, run down, destroyed. Fourth Corporate War got the best of most of it, but there is a semi out back. It's not fully running, but the back trailer is fully open. That's where the team's kind of been posting up their home base. We'll use points and see what we can upgrade, whether the oasis station or this trailer that's parked right out back of it and what it develops into. Yeah, I wanted to say, you notice all the upgrades in this, and let me scroll down as I mention it. You'll see in the downloadable content, most of the upgrades are, cost 40 HQ or IP, basically the headquarters IP. So what I've done is I'm going to calculate this as the team is going to get to start, let's say, with 160 points. But you have the chance to get another 40. And how we're going to do that is get in Fantasy Grounds and everyone roll a 1d10, and let's see if collectively it adds up to 30 or more.
Ooh.
Okay, let's kick this pig.
Gambling. All right,
We'd love to see it.
It's a D10, yeah?
There we go.
E10.
No!
Oh, I saw that one. I saw that one.
Oh, the other mics were a little hot. There we go. I just fixed it a little bit. Chat, let me know if anything is still maxing out for you.
That is. I did scream because I got a 1, so.
Uh-oh.
Son of a bitch. It's my fault. I'll take it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is fine.
I'm not gonna forget this.
Fucking Telltale game style. The party remember this.
I
One
guess
time
we'll
you need
have
to
to
have
do
your
it
hacks
the
running.
old-fashioned way.
Turn your hacks back on.
All right, cool. What did the total come out to? I don't want to check it because I don't want to freeze the cams. I'm working on one screen right now while I'm at this
22.
Airbnb. So if anyone can add up all those, let me know if it's 30 or more.
22.
Just
It's close enough.
It's
If you're really generous and round up.
I'll tell you this: if we get enough +2s, I don't know if chat, if anyone out there has enough to reward the team enough +2s, they would need 8. They would need 4 +2s in order to hit that 30 mark.
Yeah, because we're at 22 right now, so.
So if chat wants to reward the team 4 +2s, that'll do it. That'll put them at 30, and they'll get that extra 40 points to use. If not, no big deal. But as of now, yeah, the team we'll say has 160 points. So there's 1 +2.
If you don't
three
do
more,
it, you're
and
dead to
you
me.
get it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that. Neon
Now
Violet.
to
That's
see,
our
all
own
right,
GM Nigel.
Do we have the fans who want to save us, or We
One
got
more.
fans who were
PWB.
totally cool with beating one of the Robins to death with a crowbar.
All right, one more +2, and there it is. All right. Okay, there it is. The team's got 200 points to work with.
Live to see another
Yeah.
day.
Now what that comes out to basically is each player can pick one upgrade ultimately, but you all discuss it, so no, obviously you're not doubling down, right? So everyone has 40 points to work with to pick out something. Look through the book, look at all the upgrades. But what I'm going to ask the team to do is, speak your thoughts out loud. Talk to each other about what you're thinking. Maybe work your way through each upgrade. If you want to go through one upgrade at a time and discuss them with each other and see what you guys think is worth it or what. That way, chat can hear
take
too.
Sawzall to this thing.
Whoa.
We all spoke at
What do you
once.
want here? I thought you wanted Rondo here, damn it.
I was just so excited about a headquarters.
I heard mentions of a workshop, right? You guys, we have a tech.
Let's
tech
do
of
this.
players that I
Let's
play
do this.
with.
Let's go down the list like I was saying. That way we can work our way through this DLC and
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of show it off
That's okay.
instead of just jumping around here. So first, I'll lead it off a little bit here. Evidence wall. What's everyone think about that? You see what it does here. It gives you a +2 to a bunch of different skills. It also has the upgrade option. Yeah.
I'd kind of be like, even though I'm like on paper a lawman, it's one of the ones that I could feel comfortable skipping over to start with. Like, I don't know how much like investigating we'll be doing. As one of those things of like, if you're going like hardcore investigating, or if you got like a media, like they're really sick to have. But I think we could put the points in some cooler places, possibly. Although you can do so many cool forgery things too.
I can start a list of like skip, maybe, yes, and no.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think
Hey,
that
for
would
me,
help.
I'm thumbs up on the evidence wall. I've actually had the evidence wall, an upgraded evidence wall, actually totally get us out of shit creek.
Okay, I could see where like like a Pepe Silva wall might be handy.
Okay.
I'll put that as maybe for now.
All right,
Maybe.
next on there is a garage update, and you see that comes with a compact ground car that is owned by the crew. The car can be improved, purchased, and installing vehicle upgrades. That's kind of interesting. So there's the garage, and that comes with an upgrade, obviously.
Would the garage be spacious enough to hold like because we have what, 2 or 3 vehicles?
You have
Without
2
party.
because
Yeah, what we can do
technically
is
I'm waving my garage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what we could
Okay.
do is customize this a bit, since we do have so many nomads and vehicles. Is maybe this option for the home base doesn't come with a compact car. It just gets the garage portion of this abandoned oasis up and functional and open enough that all nomads, you can fit like a few cars in there and close it up.
Yeah.
Does that work with everyone?
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Kind of like a NASCAR carrier.
Yeah,
Kind of, yeah. Like I'm
Well, in
seeing,
the
like,
building,
maybe
I'm not on the semi. I'm saying
right,
like in the building, like
Yeah.
actual garage. But it allows you to kind of hide the vehicles in there and close it up nice and safe.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Makes
like maybe
sense.
like the service station part of the Oasis. That part is structurally
Exactly.
sound,
Yeah.
but it's more like the convenience store part of it. That's the one that's dangerous. It's contaminated. We've been developing a lot of lore in
The
in-
radioactive
we've been, like,
raccoons.
between
Yeah.
sessions for contaminated raccoons that live there.
Right.
Cybernetically.
No, but I like that. Look, that's what
Raccoons.
I think. That's what the garage upgrade would be. I think you described it perfectly. So that's what that would be. That sounds like almost a yes, a definite maybe.
Yeah, because you can also combine that with the workshop. So the workshop and the garage, they'd be the same space.
Absolutely.
If we decide to go with the workshop option once we get a little bit down the list.
Yep.
All right, garage is most likely.
Yeah, it sounds good. Next on there is lockup.
And
So-
I don't think we're going to kind of take prisoners, right?
This is kind of a hit and miss for me. I mean,
I mean, what you call a prisoner, other players might call a hostage, or.
Yeah, like the lockup is a great place to,
Or dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Good
It
for a
rubs the lotion on the skin, kind of thing.
Or when like we send
Right.
Senna in to like completely demolish somebody's bones.
Yeah, like if we wind up like taking a couple more involuntary guests, it might be something to look at down the road, possibly, and to just sort of try to see where we'd fit the lockup.
Or even for us, if we get caught off guard, because considering, the fact that we might piss off some people, they might trace us, and if we go into a room that's dead quiet, looks like non-suspicious, just looks like
You're-
structure, we're hiding.
You're only saying that because we're the antagonists of everyone else's cyberpunk campaign.
Correct.
It's one of those like I think like if it turns out like, oh man, like doing some blackmail of like like some like corporal rat nepo baby is gonna make us a lot of money, then we definitely invest in it later if we decide to it's like, hey, hey, give us money or you'll be getting your kid back in installments, like college age, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Like something to look at maybe down the road. If we wind up in a place where, God, we need a place to store more humans and will fit in the trunk of a Crown Vic, then yeah.
We're becoming the
honestly,
Raff and Shiv.
Crown Vic is only really useful for 2 bodies, unfortunately.
That's true. Also,
we could get creative. We have somebody who could pretzel fold them.
Yeah.
so that sounds like that could be a maybe. And also, I gave a shout out to Sirenscape earlier and didn't even get our sounds going. Let's get some city streets sounds going from Sirenscape. Shout out to them.
Very
Little
nice.
background stuff.
It's an okay thing. I've never really had one yet. I mean, it does add on for interrogation, but
But also, we're not like
Yeah. It's one of those
we
ones.
don't
It's kind
have
of like
neighbors right next to us.
yeah, it's
that
like a
we
take it
hear.
or leave it upgrade for now.
Yeah.
I mean, we got plenty of benches that are bolted down that we can handcuff people to. So
That's true.
Oh, benches.
yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
thought
we might have
benches.
benches later on.
Oh, benches. No,
Oh my goodness, that makes sense.
Oh no, if we're getting this. There you go, Nadia. Have fun. Come on.
Just handcuff one to Stina, they'll be fine.
Exactly.
Next on that list is a lounge. So it's basically good for in-person meetings in here. It's good for fixers to get a +2 with bribery, bureaucracy, business conversation, all that human perception, persuasion. So this is good for like doing deals and working with people. Having a lounge, this sounds kind of good. Has a good upgrade thing here where medias gain a +2 to all checks. Set up in-person meeting with anyone GM determines falls under their contacts and clients. We don't have a media in the team. But some of those skills I think could bleed over to some of these characters maybe, but I don't know. That's up to y'all.
Yeah, I think for now, like, likely given the remote location of the HQ, like, any meets we might prefer to do in, like, a neutral greasy bar.
Yeah, we really
Yeah,
don't want people to know where we're at.
I like that.
I mean, that would be why we have the quiet room, right?
Yeah. Plus, I don't think anything about us says, yeah, come with us to this isolated place where no one can hear you scream. Nothing bad will happen.
That's true. Okay, well,
We got free candy.
we got candy.
Oh god.
Getting one of our numerous
Nice
nomad
food truck.
vans.
God,
So once we get the lockup, we're calling our base the Hotel California.
Yeah.
All right, what about a med bay? That's next on the
I
list
think
here.
yes.
You have
Now,
a
that's one that I was definitely thinking about, just because we do,
100%.
because we do have a med tech, but the med tech is their second job. And so if we run into a point where, let's face it, Shig's character scene is mostly about, shoving things into soft things that scream and bleed, and sometimes she pulls them out. And
Yeah,
so this
to
would be,
fix things, you gotta break a couple things first.
yeah, and particularly like, admittedly from like character-wise, I think Leon would definitely be a huge fan of the upgraded med bay, because basically it's a place where Shig can synthesize the lauded and black lace and other things, and then I don't have to keep stealing them from
sure,
evidence.
100%. We need that. Just check
yeah,
mark.
yeah. Med bay definitely sounds good, especially for the healing and all that. And you do have a med tech with Stina, the solo
Yeah.
med tech. So that sounds like a one to put on the top of the list so far.
Agreed. Yeah, because that would let her up. Cause that would really help her out, and she could actually make use of the extra skill buffs too.
Yeah. Okay, morale boost is next on the list. That's an interesting one. I think that's a fun one. It basically improves the well-being of the crew, and you'll see there's this chart here, like different levels of it, depending on if you're upgrading or using the base. And you start off with at the beginning of every month, each crew member can restore 1d6 divided by 2 humanity, up their maximum humanity as determined by their installed cyberware. That seems like a pretty good one for this team of baddies that is very cybered out and doing crazy shit. But that's up to the team, you know. I think that was an interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like I think. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know how useful this one would be to us, considering the fact that a lot of us already start off or have lower empathy. So we're like a team of baddies. We've already been doing bad things. Like, you know, this is just a day-to-day thing for us. Humanity loss wouldn't be too much. It wouldn't occur too often, I don't think.
But the things, because they can be upgraded up to 10 times, and it's one of those things where like every time you upgrade it, you get like there's more things you can do with it. So one that you get like at rank 1, you get like the extra humanity, but then other ones you can heal as if your body is 1 point higher, or like you increase your luck by 1, and you get more to trading checks, etc., etc. So it's one of those like, definitely not going to be starting all in on it, but I think having like the morale boost as like, I don't know, like a shitty like kind of, you know, like MC bar or something, or you know, that you just chill and decompress after painting the combat zone red, quite literally.
Yeah, it's like
we don't.
It does have some pretty fun things.
Margaritaville. Yeah. Plus, one of the things that initially does, like right off the hop, is that because it makes you less stressed. Like it drops whatever your lifestyle is by $50. And that's $50 that you could spend on bullets or XPDs.
Yep. Yeah, so that's like that gets on a top of the maybe, bottom of the yes, you know.
I definitely at least
somewhere around there.
I think I'd definitely say at least get 1 rank in it, just so that way we make sure, because we're gonna be doing shit. We're jaded as we are. We're gonna be doing shit that's probably going to erode our humanity eventually. So to have things to help mitigate that, so we don't, end up having to deal with one of us being cyber psycho would be nice.
Yeah, it makes it less likely that you'll get zeroed by the beefy Max Tac guy with the cool stash who stole one of Leon's ex-girlfriends.
Very true.
So we're doing yes to that morale boost?
Yeah, it sounds like that should be on the top list with the med bay. Yeah. Bay. Next on there is rent reduction, and that's something we didn't go over. This is a kind of a unique situation with this home base, and that we made it a broken down oasis or something. But let's say
you have to pay rent to the raccoons.
Well, I was thinking. Well, that you have to pay an homage to the raccoons. You have to bring them some kibble or something, you know. But I think when it comes to you have an unspoken deal, and I think when it comes to rent, maybe we can say something like, because we did say there's power running out there and stuff. Maybe it's the type of thing where you saw they were going to reconstruct it. Maybe it's this was independently franchised by some mob family or something. I'll come up with a fun name and we'll write it in the books. But maybe there's something where it's like, hey, don't destroy this. Just how about you ignore that you ever own this? And they're like, all right, as long as you send us $2,000 every month. And that's aside from personal characters' living expenses, because I know everybody might have their own apartment or coffin or whatever they're living in the city, right? But let's like maybe put a $2,000 on this, and that's why like you guys get together all the time to do bad shit, not just to put money in the pocket, but pay for the home base too, you know. And then that way maybe the possible rent reduction could come in handy, you know.
Yeah, because that is one of the nice things of that. Basically, like if you have people who are more likely to live there, like particularly like our nomad boys and the proprietors of the fuckmobile, or even just Knox who likes having a place to live where there's open sight lines and anyone has to walk through 100 meters of open terrain before they can say hi.
Oh yeah,
because it's a great saver, because like it drops the cost of your rent to 1 lower.
So does that.
Yeah, and we can upgrade. Like we can say there's like you were just mentioning, like bedrooms and things. We can get it to where decide who stays there or what. But for now, we'll just keep it at like some, base cheap cost or something, and there's the ability to sleep there at least at that level. But the fact it's an Oasis station and was run down, we'll just give that little bit of unique lore to it, that you guys kind of pay it to some crime family. And I see PWB in there saying maybe rent goes to the local gang or nomad family. This is out in the Badlands, a little away from local gang stuff, and I don't want to put it in any of the nomad families because what they're doing here is kind of hidden from their normal lives. This is where they get together to plan their bad guy shit, So, yeah, a little off the grid in a way, a little bit.
We're paying the rates not to skin us.
There you go.
And then, we can totally have Canis Hound's idea, the Squatches versus the raccoons going out being pay-per-view. That's how we make money. Right?
That does sound like a good side hustle. That does sound like, I'm not gonna lie, that's a good side hustle.
Who's gonna take the ranks in media to do like fucking trash fight cage match
It's just a full-on
2046?
Just one of Knox's casual hobbies.
Watch versus raccoons. Who wins? We lose.
Okay, next on the list is server room. We have no net runners. I don't think that's going to
Another
be
+2 just hit.
You know.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
who's gonna
nice.
Keep track of that.
Yeah, keep that for when we get into it. But yeah, I think
I can put that down on this list as well.
yeah, that'd be awesome. So yeah, I think server room isn't making a whole lot of sense with a team with no net runners.
Yeah, that's
Wait, so what did we decide on
Yeah.
rent reduction? Perhaps.
a strong maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a strong contender.
Okay.
Now, even if we don't have a net runner, the thing is that where server room can come in handy is that it gives you a net architecture and like 20 grand, and basically it's building the defenses. So that can include like a lot of the active defenses, passive defenses.
That's
And
true.
that's something that you
drop
can
it.
have a net runner set that bad boy up, and then if you need to do anything with it, well, that's when you gotta talk to your fixer who gets you in touch with the net runner again.
Or maybe you buy yourself a demon or something to run it, or
Well, that's just part of the operating
Yeah.
expenses too. Like you just
Yeah.
buy a demon that runs it, and
yeah.
Well, so
true.
considering it is an Oasis place, right? Like, an Oasis out in the Badlands would probably need security, and it's automated. So we just kind of repurpose the existing architecture that's there to consider it as part of the cost. Because trying to, how do we come up with $20,000 really quickly? It's not impossible, but if it's already built in.
well, basically, like the thing, basically it's built in, like it. Using the home security 25, and basically it gives you like a budget of 20K to spend, similar to how like the garage gives you a car, even though cars are 30 grand in Red, because they never heard of buying a used car in most gaming systems.
Yeah, so basically you would take that 20K of Eddie's and spend it, in the core rule book, building your net architecture, putting in your home defenses and things. But obviously, for the sake of our story, we would say it's you reactivating the old system and defenses and things from the Oasis, maybe installing some new stuff. But that is a good point. I think that Detective Leon is bringing up here. You might want a little home defense in case someone does find your hidden, out of the way home base. What if you do get followed? What if somebody does come across it? And that's not a bad point. What does everyone think?
I think that's worth it.
I'm looking at I see
PWB votes yes.
Chrome.
So
So we have to say, we have to do it.
Because there,
As long as we get a raccoon catapult.
raccoon cat. That's. I'm not gonna lie. We're coming up with some genius ideas here today.
Tina can just throw the raccoon.
Things are happening.
we were running a bit. It's a bit of like a like a garage / junkyard kind of thing. There is for 5,000 eddies the K-Tech Doberman in black chrome. If we
That's
want
true.
a junkyard dog,
Oh god.
Which-
Well, yeah, like,
Well,
that would be-
eventually, yeah.
I would be down with.
That'd be an act of defense that you'd like budget out as part of it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next
And
on
we can
here.
run that.
Next on here
The
is.
thing
this-
about
What was that?
Oh, sorry, yeah. And
No,
then
go on.
basically it's only really like you can keep it at that base level. Like you'd only really need a netrunner to make use of the upgraded version. So that's where like your netrunner, they can like actually like make cybernetics and programs and stuff with working with a tech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So the base one would be where you guys would kind of find the most benefits. Absolutely. Next on that list is a studio. Obviously leans more into Rocker Boy, but I don't know. Maybe there's some creative things on this list or things that you can find and make use for the team.
I think if we do get a Rocker Boy or media multi-class in high enough to capitalize off of like the raccoon brawl, XPDs, then we can use the studio absolutely.
Right.
But I don't think there's any real need for it.
Yeah, next on there is a training area. This sounds way more applicable for this team in my eyes, but I'll let you all discuss it. With the training room, obviously, it says 1 week of your downtime to practice one of the following skills: athletics, archery, auto fire, brawling, etc. All kinds of combat skills. When a skill is practiced, the crew member gains a +2 bonus on all checks made using it until the next time the crew receives IP from the group column after a mission is completed. So it's great for like the duration of a campaign per se. With this team having a lot of solos, nomads, combative stuff, that definitely seems useful.
Yeah, that's absolutely something that we'd have the space for it, and particularly with a lot of the technology from Red, like that's something you could do with like a lot of VR. There might be like some old training materials that like Leon steals from work. So like, he sees they're finally throwing out the VH copy of Surviving Edged Weapons, the most important law enforcement training tape ever made, and he takes that home.
See, I was gonna say we have the morale boost area. Most likely we're gonna have leftover beer bottles and cans and just line them up to get start shooting, get that done, or just beat the shit out of each other for the the martial arts bonuses.
Or we can all just gang up on Leon.
That's true.
So about that book.
Wait, wait a minute. Why would nobody's all ganging up on Leon when I think 3 of the players here have like a body 12 and it's not Leon?
Well, Leon's the most punchable one here.
Well, yeah, and it also depends on like whether or not he's like gambled, whether or not he's drunkenly called you, whether or not he spent way too long trying to convince you guys to actually put IP into the studio, because his ex-girlfriend Starla called him at 3 a.m, and even though she took his pension and stole his first Mr. Stud, and like, broke his heart, she called back and says she's got her 7th album and this time it'll be working. And then you guys decide that, well, obviously we need to get this toxicity out. Punch.
It's true.
Or just do it because we can do it.
Stealing his Mr. Stud, especially just like, I'm sorry.
I know, that's so horrible.
Yeah.
Next on that list is workshop.
Hit and miss for me, honestly. It basically just lets me to do extra inventions at the same time, basically parallel to each other. So instead of fixing one thing, I fix 2 things at the same time.
Which could be really helpful.
Yeah, and
could be very helpful.
We're all gonna be really needy.
And break a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, there's one thing, like, if you have a tech, like, you're definitely the kind of cat who can really make use of that bad boy. Like, if it's upgraded, you can do 3 projects at the same time. So essentially, if we put bunk beds in the garage, there's more room for activities.
That's true. More activities. But listen, it's true because, in between each campaign, what I like to do is have that sort of downtime where we'll say you had so many weeks off or whatever to do either side hustle or work on things like this, invent things, whatever. So it could come in handy. I could absolutely see that. So that sounds like your tech of the team is wanting to put that on a maybe list. So maybe you can discuss that in a moment when you all recap your list. But the last thing on here is a workstation.
That's for exec.
Mainly exec.
Yeah,
Mainly.
It's one of those ones that basically a workstation only has a value if you have an exec, because it makes your minions better.
Right.
So like they're less likely to leave you. They can do more productivity. They can file more TPS reports because they don't have to go back. They have a workstation.
Each one has their own stapler.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's Mr.
You have
Deepler?
multiple red swing line staplers, and no one has to die.
Right. So yeah, I think like let's see. What is everyone thinking now? I think you kind of went over that list. And let me just show off this character sheet a little bit there. I mean, we'll get the digital on there, probably in the description or a link to it, the DLC for everyone to check out. But yeah, out of the list and everything we went over, Shig, why don't you recap some of the yeses and maybes and see what's up?
All right, so we have 4 yeses for sure. The med bay, morale boost, server room, and training area. Few maybes, like the evidence wall. Garage is most likely. Rent reduction, perhaps. And workshop, strong maybe. And then the rest are no's. So we have 4 yeses and then 4 maybes.
Okay. Well, if we take those 4 yeses, sounds like the team needs to decide what of the maybes becomes a yes.
I'm gonna.
And don't forget there's upgrades too. You know, we went through the main list of maybes and yeses, but that's not to say that you don't grab a maybe and turn it into a yes. Maybe you grab a yes and do an upgrade. I don't know. Y'all discuss what you want to do.
But the thing that, looking at rent reduction, while like mathematically it's handy, I think if we don't start with rent reduction, and then like if it's owned by like a gang or mafia or something, and then as we get cozier with them, we like diegetically earn it by doing their dirty laundry. It's like it's like you've done us a good favor for our pizza business. And it's the here you can we'll shave off this much this much going forward because we know you're reliable, that kind of thing. So work our way up to it so we can start with like a workstation or something for everyone to kind of capitalize on.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense
anyway.
too. Yeah, plus like the part of like that would also be just the crew making the Oasis just more of a stable place that you can like actually stay at. So like if we keep the workstation, the garage is structurally sound, but you don't want to sleep there. The raccoons will get you, or the lobsters will get you.
Yeah, and I do want to say, Canis Hound in chat, I'm going to give the team that is a freebie. Out back there is a mud wrestling pit to work out team aggression.
It's gonna be so much fun.
I will allow that. That sounds good.
Oh my god.
It's part of the training area, I
Yeah.
guess.
It's out back. It's out back in a crater that is now filled with mud.
So I'm just waiting for Stan to just grab someone, just this bowl, like so someone throw it.
That's so good.
Okay, so what does everyone think? What are the definite yeses? Are we definitely with those 4? And then what's the 5th? What does everyone think?
Where are we
I don't know if I have a
what
preference
4?
on the 5th. I'm
Are we
chill with
going for?
anything.
Because I'd definitely be like, the med bay is another one that's like, I think it'll be really worth it, particularly when we do start getting punched up. Like at minimum, the base level. My character would really like the upgraded version, but that's just because that way Stina can make drugs. I don't know how much of a utility that'll be for the rest of the gang, however.
What
but
an addict.
Just waiting for me to pop those, to shank those, resist drugs torture.
If we,
I mean, like if we think about it though, if we're doing contracts in city, having a med bay out there in the Oasis, that's kind of a waste to go for medication.
Must be like post job.
Yeah, because basically the main benefit is that like you heal as if your body was 2 points higher. Plus, like if we're shot and we're dying, and if we have time to make it back after the immediate firefight is over, like She gets like a +2 bonus for all the first aid, paramedic, and surgery skills check. And considering we only have a rank 2 med tech,
You guys will
We
want
definitely
that.
need more.
if
Yeah.
she's got to do surgery on us, that's where you're really gonna love that +2 bonus.
No,
Oh,
because over here thinking, no, we're not gonna die. Nobody's gonna die. We're gonna be okay.
It'll be also because with Wolfman, I would give him the advanced antibodies. So that'll make him really easy to get back up on Adam with that +2 body with the med bay. So that way, provided he's not just turned into something resembling bolognese, he'll be able to recover really quick and get out of the way, and make sure the others have the time they need to heal.
Yeah, Wolfman, did you get shot in the face? God damn it.
Yes.
No, that's natural. He got shot in the arm.
It's okay. My brain is not a vital organ.
No, there's no use for it.
I had worse.
Hold on, sister.
Yeah, I think at least one thing for Medbay is definitely just going to be a lifesaver, because just how swingy and lethal this game is by its nature. I would like just at least one rank in garage, so we've got so many vehicles to keep them up and running, because they can get pretty munched up, especially if you've got enemies with a bunch of grenades. And also, I don't know if anyone else has the heavy frame in the combat plow, but running into people will beat up your car.
Damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly why I put the combat plow on the Crown Vic, so it has the ram bar on it. Plus the nice thing about the upgraded version of the garage is that basically, like, during that downtime, you can respec your entire vehicle. So, like, if we've got a job coming up and, like, we need to, like, we got to reconfig the fuckmobile, you can spend a week reconfiguring it and getting it ready for, like, a race or a demolition derby or a children's parade.
That makes sense. So I'm hearing Medbay and garage.
Hospital presents the fuckmobile.
Right, coming down for the kids. For the kids.
Sure.
You guys are out there trying to raise money for the kids. Yeah. Let's say Medbay and garage both sound like they're yeses.
Yeah, at least the base levels of those ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we add garage, then we're at 5.
Okay, what are the 5?
Medbay, morale boost, server room, training area, garage.
Sounds like a great start for a home base. What does everyone think
That'd
about
be a
that?
pretty decent start, yeah. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Yeah.
Oh, and mud pit. Don't forget the mud pit. You got the mud pit out back too.
Mud pit.
That was a freebie.
Well, that's part of the training dojo.
Yeah.
There you go,
Or it
mud
could also
pit.
be-
Well,
Yeah.
so if that's the top ones and we're going with the server for the home defenses, do we want to hop into the core rule book? I opened it here, and do you want to populate that server? Use up that, what was it, 20k eddies? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you have a budget of 20k.
So long as $5,000 of it goes to getting the Doberman 500.
Oh yeah, totally. Like $5,000 is
Yes.
definitely going to go to it. The Doberman will be slave to the architecture, because that way you can actually wander the property instead of just being tied to like a specific guy's thing. Library rules.
That'll
I mean, obviously, should be whitelisted to all of us, just in case.
that'll actually make getting like the Nomad air gun and the Doberman 500 like paintballs actually useful.
Because then you just tag who you want it to wreck.
Yeah, it's like, pop, get him, boy, bark, 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 bark. Yeah, and it'll be awesome.
Well, check it out. If you go to in the core rulebook, if you start off on, well, I guess we should start with the list of them. It's on like page 212 of the PDF. A little before that, but that's kind of where the lists start, or 213 rather. The prices basically are depend on the difficulty you want to put on the control node, right? So each defense has its own control node. You're gonna set that DV within that, and that's where your cost comes. But there's a whole list of things that you can choose from here.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, home security 2045.
211?
218. 218 is homes.
Oh,
You'll see the
beginning of the
prices.
chapter, sorry.
But there's a list above that, pages before that. This is where you'll get the prices of your control nodes and such.
Yeah, so the first thing we'll want to do is basically, you got to buy a certain amount of floors for it. And really it depends on, like, it doesn't need to be that deep of an architecture. Basically, the extra floors are just things for, like, the demons that control stuff, or, like, you know, if we want to slap some black ice in that bad boy. At least
Or
for
if you
my
wanna
rough
turn it
thought
into
would...
a puzzle.
Yeah. Like, I'm thinking my rough thought would be, like, I think for our purposes, like, 6 floors should be fine. What do you guys think?
I'd say yeah.
And the real thing that matters with that is the maximum number of control nodes, because that's per defense, right? So that's what you kind of want to
what I was
reverse
looking at.
engineer that and decide that, you know.
Yeah.
So 3 to 6 will cost you 1,000 per floor. Maximum control nodes 2.
So we have one for the dog and one for a turret. Maybe, or that's what we'd be stuck with, isn't it?
Yeah, or maybe, like, one for the dog and one for, like, a surveillance system. That way you can at least, like, identify a target and then send the dog after it.
How hard, and this is just me thinking out loud here, Rob, how hard do you think it would be for me to build, like, kind of a track system on the outside of this building where the camera can actually run along a track instead of having to have multiple, multiple control nodes to control cameras?
That wouldn't be that
just have one
difficult.
camera.
Yeah, that wouldn't be that difficult. What I would say with that is that would decrease the DV to find it as a hidden camera. You know, I think the DV is typically like a 17, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll say, like, DV 15 to see it, because it's always moving, even though it's kind of hidden and very small. I'll also say that there's going to be a % chance, like, maybe like a 50-50 chance if it's on that side of the building or whatever, or I would say like a quarter chance per side, if it's like you're looking at like a square perimeter, but we'll say it has a good fisheye bubble lens like most of these security cameras we always imagine do. So maybe like a 50-50 chance when you're checking if it's actually going to be pointing in the favorable direction, you know what I mean? So that's probably what I would do if you wanted to make it mobile and reduce the need for multiple cameras. Which can always be upgraded in the future because you're a tech. You could always upgrade and increase that DVD and decrease the coverage by the speed that it's going, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at, we're going to be limited on control nodes, so I was thinking in 2077 they had that one turret that would move along a track system. I can't remember what building it was in, but it played me like hell trying to get through that building. But it moved around on a track system.
Yeah, that works. What does everyone think?
Yes, I'm for it.
It sounds like a great idea. I mean, if it's out there, yeah, right.
All right. Well, if you do 3 to 6, well, look at this. If you do 3 to 6 floors, it's only 1,000 per floor. So decide how many. Don't forget you have 20K. So let's track that.
I should be writing this down. Okay, we got it.
Yeah, let's write it down. How many floors?
I was just reading along. Okay.
Right.
All right. Ready.
Because that way you'd have the camera basically doing control, and you'd also have the dog doing control, or doing patrol. So you'd have 2 eyeballs out there.
Oh, that's true.
And yeah, so we wouldn't have to get another upgrade on the control nodes.
Yeah. So how many floors are we thinking?
Oh shit, I'd dump 6. Just to make it fun for them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's and then if we wind up space, we can always just like start cutting floors.
Yeah, because that'll be 6K. That'll leave you with 14.
Oh, is it 6 per floor?
That's 1,000 per floor.
Yeah, it's a
Ooh.
basically it's a grand a floor.
Oh shit! All right, did you already take out the money for the Doberman?
No, we're building the structure from the beginning. Got to have floors first.
Shit.
But yeah, if you're planning on getting that, what is one of those Dobermans? Are they like 5K or 10K? I don't have my black in front of me. Black
it's,
Chrome.
Yeah, they're
5K.
5K.
5K. Okay, so that knowing that you're going to want to buy one of those, yeah, you have 15K to work with. How many floors?
Let's do 5 floors.
And then you don't know. I don't know if you guys are going to try to get a demon to control the Doberman, or if it's going to be next to the person. One of you with the agent. That sort of follows you around, that sort of thing, or if it's just on a track that it just circles. There's a couple options with those Dobermans, but something to consider, because if you're going to buy a demon, consider that. Don't forget, you got to buy control nodes, and what DV do you want to put on that to keep it from being hacked in case someone finds your base, gets in, tries to hack the system, that sort of thing. So think about all that, but know that you're only starting with 15K if you're buying that Doberman. So how many floors, how many control nodes? Well, 2 control nodes. So what DV are you going to set on those? All that, because the DV9 is only 500, but if you go all the way up to DV21, that's 10K.
Yeah, which is like, oh boy, that's a lot. But yeah. And also, so the Doberman seems to have like its own like independent stats in terms of like combat number, roaming range.
Absolutely, yeah. It can just
so
walk a track.
So I'm not sure if it requires a demon to control it, just because the drone seems to act independently. However, if we wanted to put a turret, that bad boy would need a demon in order to miss people.
That's true.
I think it's because the Doberman is it has like the olfactory suite and a motion detector, so it'd be really good at sniffing out people that are a bit sneakier or moving through cover and flush them out. If they're trying to I was like OK Corrales, where like having the turret there to suppress them into a point where then the Doberman munches them, or if someone gets clever and tries to move cover and then they get misted, having like a basic turret for range, and then the Doberman for for melee control, just basically detection. And also if we really want to or need to, we can pop someone or their car with the paintballs, and we can track them with said Doberman,
which is always very nice and handy.
Yeah. But I think it's the Doberman turret and a demon for the turret, since we can control it with either agent or verbal commands.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So what do you think? How many level? Oh, it's definitely expensive. Well, because you gotta set the password to get in, like for a net runner to crack it. If you're DV6, that's 500. 8 is 1,000.
Levels, honestly.
No, I don't think we do. I mean, if we think about it, I mean, when we start level 4 net runners, if those guys are more than just the basic net runners, they're people who have experience. So it makes sense to set it at a lower DV for a net runner coming in, because if you have a net runner coming in from a nomad clan, I don't think their chances are going to be relatively high, unless otherwise we pissed off the wrong people. But your average Joe, I don't think they'd have a net running skill of 4.
Yeah, so even just like something like a DV6, DV8, it's like, it's reasonable. DV6 costs you like $500. And that's also, again, to even do that in the first place, they have to get within kissing distance to the architecture.
That's true. They got to get through 3 different body levels 12, right? So.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah, like. Unless you're going to outrun 556, it's going to be a couple turns before you get close.
Yeah.
Well,
on open terrain.
I mean, technically, I've got a sniper grenade launcher on me right now.
Yeah. Boom.
Okay. So if we know if we want to go with the base DVs for entering, and that would be 500 a DV6 if that's what you're thinking. How many floors did we decide?
3, I believe.
3. Okay, so that's 3,000. So 3,500 on top of the 5,000 for the Doberman. So 8,500. So what does that leave us with? 11,500? Is that what it is?
Yeah, 11,500. Now, did we want to have a did we want to look at equipping an automated turret to go with the drone?
And what? Well, I guess with the 5K with the Doberman, we won't have to set a control node. That'll go with your agent or whatever person's. So what was that?
Instead of having like an active turret, maybe a passive defense, something passive. Like a laser grid set up in front of the in front of the access point to that. That way, they do find it. In order to get to it, they have to disable this laser grid. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like where in like the thing we'd set the, like kind of like where you'd set the laser grid, kind of.
Like in front of the server room, probably.
Yeah.
Or everything, that was a nice little, or even like a little hallway if you want to do the whole Resident Evil, meat cube scenario with somebody.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one. So what what level control node would you spend on that?
Back there. Defense.
There's my black Chromebook.
Yeah. Like, if we only want to spend like 500, a DV9, you got to beat that with your electronic security tech. You got to get that, and also it's sort of like kind of like with any of these things, we're not really trying to stop like a dedicated super pro cat burglar. There's speed bumps. The turn they send messing with that is a turn for us to get an alert from the demon that, hey, somebody's trying to like F with our headquarters while we're in the city. Because there's definitely all kinds of like really fun like in place defenses, like they step into the server room and then the automated blood swarm activates.
That's true.
I forgot those were a countermeasure, and I'm glad I did. Thank you for reminding me they exist.
Or like my favorite, one of my favorite ones is that everyone thinks the automated turret, but there's just something about the idea of like the automated
I love blood swarms.
melee weapon.
Automated melee weapon is dangerous as hell too.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
I figure that like if we were gonna have a server room, like it might not be the kind of thing where like you want to have like a full laser grade, but like an automated blood swarm, like that can be pretty cherry.
That's fucked up too.
Those are the thing with blood swarm. I was gonna say those are great. Like when you're saying when you're not there and you get a call from the demon, someone's breaking into that sort of thing. But don't forget a blood swarm. Just it's everyone within the vicinity gets hit by it. So blood swarm is definitely one of those things like a home defense that you turn on when you leave, that you don't really want to trigger while you all are there too.
Yeah.
It's generally a bad thing to have. Target enters room without wearing proper pass or badge. They're gonna have a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice. It's just a little 3d6 damage, just a little blood swarm. It cuts them up a little bit. Now, of course, the interesting thing is that like I'm trying to find the price category for a blood swarm, because like I know an automated turret is $5,000. But that's if we're still on Team Blood Swarm. # Team Blood Swarm.
Jesus.
I
am. I'm not seeing. I didn't see the pricing on. Maybe in the night market section, do they have the pricing on these?
Yeah, it's probably closer to that section.
The way I'm writing this down is cursed. Feel free to add more.
What is # Team Blood Swarm?
Yeah, home defenses. Let's see. Oh, wait, maybe it's the cost per control node, and what DV you put on it is the cost of the defense. I can't, because I'm not seeing the prices even in the list.
Yeah.
The DV for the control node would sort of be like what's the DV to operate the security cameras or disable the elevators that they're maintaining.
Yeah, but they have no prices for these defenses, so.
374 in the hardcover, you said, PW?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on it in the digital. It's 374 to 75, but I'm not seeing the pricing on there. Am I missing it? It's got it for like the demons, black ice, all that, but like I said, I think it just has to do with the control node. Each one needs its own control node, and then you decide the DV, and then that's the cost of that home defense, whether it's 500 to 10,000, DV 9 to 21. I think that's how that works with home defenses.
I'm just trying to look there because, like, for example, in the example I'm getting here, it tags the cost of a turret at 5K.
Well, is that because it's a DV 17?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Okay, let me just double check that there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
smart
so
man.
DV17 electronics.
Okay, all right. So if we're
There it is.
okay, all right. Defenses are priced individually based on the difficulty to counter them.
Exactly.
Hey, it turns out if you read, it helps. So
No time for that. No time for
Who'd
that.
have thought?
No
if we
time
want
for
to
that.
have a budget, so you can get a budget blood swarm for 500.
Ooh, that sounds dirty.
Are you guys sure this is a blood swarm? Look, I got it from a guy.
Red.
It's red. It's all in Cyrillic, and the infographics look rather terrifying.
If it automated blood swarm, yeah, you can get that for 10K. It's a DV21 to counter that. Is that where you're getting that from?
Yes.
Oh,
that's
wait,
what
hold
I'm
on.
using. So
Automated blood swarm is a DV21 electronic security check to counter.
Yep.
So that would put that at 10K.
Okay, actually, I think that makes a lot of sense too, because you think about the blood swarm, it's like a very complex system. Too.
Oh yeah, it's all nano.
So like part of that DV is not having the blood swarm go off in your face.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if we want to. Now I'm not sure if we want to spend 10K on a blood swarm. I mean, it's 10K on a blood swarm, but
How much money did we say that the team has left to spend now?
11.5.
I mean, it could work.
And we have 2 nodes to fill up, or 1?
okay.
Camera.
Well,
How
yeah,
much
so we've
was
got
the
2
camera?
nodes.
You either have 2 nodes, but you mentioned maybe wanting to put a camera on one. You know,
Blood swarm, 2 dogs. Yeah, BBB, I like the way you think.
One blood swarm, 2 dogs. Yeah. So you either get 2 dogs or 1 blood swarm. That's what he's saying for the same
All right,
cost. Yeah.
Yeah, for the same cost. Okay, so okay, there we go. So basically, for each observation cameras. So they're a 9 to counter. Now I'm figuring this out. So basically, if we want cameras, it's 500 clams.
It's pricey.
20 grand goes fast.
One of them.
20 grand goes fast when you're buying a bloodstorm or blood swarm, but
But you know,
Ooh,
I mean,
electrical
like,
floors?
if there's so much defense, though, that also alerts somebody. You know, like if rumors start, like, hey, you ever been to that oasis out there? I hear it's got some really sweet something, some like secret tech before the Fourth Corporate War, and that explains why there's so much security. And then you get all these people trying to hack at it. They have unwanted guests, and what if we chill in there and then we have unwanted guests?
well, that's also the nice thing about the blood swarm is that they have to enter the room to trip it off, and then Roach Motel.
As long as it cleans up afterwards, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. And of course, the other expense you'll want to factor in too is that, you'll want to include at least like 1 black ice on there too.
So if we're gonna include a black ice, then we're probably gonna just do the blood, because how much does the black ice even cost?
100 to
it's-
500. Some of them are as cheap as 50, like a wisp.
Okay.
1,000 for a
Yeah.
saber tooth or a dragon. Depends on what you want. They all
although
do
that
different
being
things.
said, for our kind of setup, like as fun as the Bloodstorm might be like an aspirational goal, but like for 5K, we can install a sentry. It'll mist anyone who comes within whatever range we specify. If we put it on the roof, they have a bad time. If somebody walks into the garage, then they have a bad time. Usually, like you put it, like if we just have the turret in the ceiling of the workshop, it's either, assault rifle, and then the demon guns them down, or we can load it with a flamethrower. There's all kinds of options for what the turret can shoot.
Well, if it's a flamethrower, you start a side business.
If it's a flamethrower, I was just not putting it in the garage where we'd probably keep our spirits shoot too to top off the cars.
Sure, that's
give
where
it
like
to
the
the
assault.
raccoons.
The assault rifle might be the safest. The assault rifle might be the safest thing too. So.
You don't want the background catching on fire when it's your home base,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that would be difficult.
as the demon is like, okay, so good news and bad news.
yeah.
Good news is that the intruders have been turned into carbon. The bad news is the place
Those are
also
burning.
has been.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like a turret.
So
in
that'd be
the workshop,
5K.
Keep that safe.
Yeah.
That'd be 5K. Plus safer for everyone involved.
And then don't forget you have to set the DV on those control nodes. I think you're doing the lowest, which is 500. What was that DV?
For DV, so
Was it
for
just
a
DV
control node, well, it's sort of like the DV of a control node affects the cost of it. So because it's DV17 to counter a turret, it costs 5K.
Okay.
Whereas
That-
with the cameras, because they only cost like a DV9,
But what I'm
they're
saying,
like 500.
yeah, no, I understand that, but you have to put a DV on the actual control node. So if someone gets in the system and they want to hack that control node for the turret, that's a separate cost here. Let me show you. It's on page. I lost it. Sorry. Page back up on 218. 219 DV counter with security electronics tech. No, it says electronic security. Never mind.
Yeah, because it's like adding.
Oh no, it
defenses
says
to control.
yeah. Okay, so that DV to counter would set its price, but you do have to set the DV on your control node. Yeah, control nodes are sold separately. You can install it. Let me see.
Yeah, one's for Netrunner and one's for electronic security, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically the automated turret would go on, that would be the control node, but let me just see there. But yeah, then we also have like a, level 2 rest of control node currently, okay, yeah, I see that there, yeah.
So we have
How much we got left?
we have 3 floors, a dog, 2 control nodes. Camera
Okay, alright, I got it figured out here.
and black eyes. So we have
Yeah.
9 items. We gotta
Yeah.
get the prices for those 9 items.
Okay. Alright, yeah, I see what you're talking about, Rob. So,
So if you
in
put
the
those
mid-
at
in the mid-
DV9s, that would be another 1,000, 500 for each of those, let's say, and then 5K for the dog, 5K for the turret, right? So if we had,
I think I found out, I think I got the control node thing figured out.
that would leave another 2K.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's in that bit where it has like adding passwords, control nodes, and adding passwords, control nodes, and files.
Mhm.
So basically, a control node and like the difficulty of a control node or the difficulty of a password, that's what you're paying for.
Right.
So it'd be like, yeah, if we want to put like for the sentry gun, I'd probably feel safer spending your grand to put a DV8 on that for a netrunner to have to beat. Because I'd rather not be hoisted by my own budget arms assault rifle
It just,
attached to a bunch of
yeah,
bullshit.
it hurts different when it's your own gun, you know.
Yeah.
But
It's a different kind of tickle.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. So that'd be 1,000.
Yeah, so it'd be 6K for the Sentry gun then, in total, I think.
Yep.
I can math. Not great. I went to art school.
Yep. So 6K for the turret, that control node. Another, what was it? 3,000, right? So we're at
For the
9
floors,
for
yeah.
each floor. Yep. So that's at what? 9,000. Another 5 for the Doberman, right?
14, yep.
Yep.
And then
6 for the turret.
yeah, 6 for the turret. We said, and then what was the other thing? The camera, right? Was it a? Was it? Or no, no, you didn't do that. You did the turret and you did the Doberman, right?
Yeah. So we've got 3 floors, right?
Yep.
2 control nodes. There it is. There's the appendix. Home defenses.
There we go.
So you still have some more money. I mean, you could get black ice or a demon to put in there, like you were mentioning. You know, something just to help protect it in case a net runner gets in there, or a
Yeah,
demon
so
to
like I
control
definitely
things.
suggest we put a, because the nice thing about a demon is that you don't have to waste a floor on it, because it just
Runs around.
it just runs around wherever it needs to.
How much money did you have
Yeah.
left? Who was tracking it?
I don't know if anyone was tracking it.
Uh-oh. I thought no
Well,
one
I-
was.
Yeah, it was 14. So we were at 14 plus the turret puts us at 20, and I believe that's our limit.
Oh, that would be it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
Let's double check that math. Let's just make sure. So we had 3K for the 3 floors. We had 1,000 for the DV8, 500 for the DV6, the 2 different control nodes, right? So that's 4,500. Then another 6,000 for the turret setup, right?
I believe so, but hold on.
Yeah, because it's 5K for
the.
the turret, and then another grand for the difficulty value of the control node to control it.
Oh, but I just double cost you 1,000 for the DV8. That was included in that 6K, right, for the turret?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. So let me recap that: 3,000 for the 3,000 for the 3 floors, 500 for the DV on control node 6, 1,000 for the DV8 turret control node. So that's 4,500. 5,000 for the actual turret, right? So that's 9,500. 5,000 for the Doberman, right? And
14,500.
what am I missing? There was one other thing.
Did you put the demon on there?
We haven't yet. The dumbest demon is worth $1,000.
How much do we have left? If that was it, where did I leave off? The Doberman?
14.5 right now.
14.5.
Okay.
Yep.
So that means that the demon that we can afford is literally an imp, because in a freet it's 5,000 clams.
Well, you have 5,500, right?
Oh, okay.
Right, Nolan?
No, I don't believe so. Because we have spent 14.5, so that leaves us with less than 5,000. Or no, yeah, you're right. My bad. I'm mathing
5,005.
incorrectly at the moment.
Yeah. So you could get an
we
E-free
could
and
afford it.
still have another 500. You could upgrade that control node for the other control node, the Doberman or whatever you're putting on that,
Oh, the camera?
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
camera.
Do that, we could do
Oh, it was the
guys
camera.
depending-
That's what the other control node was for, because the Doberman is going to go to an agent.
Right.
We're just kind of allowing that, along with that system money. But so let's do that. That'll top it off, right? Because wasn't the camera 500?
Yeah, it was 500 for the cameras, and then plus whatever we want the DV to be.
Oh, okay. So 500 for the camera. Your tech's gonna have to build a track for that, but yeah, whatever you want the DV for that control node's got to come out of that, which will reduce the amount you have. You won't be able to get an E-Freed at that point. You have to downgrade.
Black demon. I mean, a black ice, not a black demon. Wow. Yeah, we could do some black ice with the top of the floor, make it hard to get in.
That's true too.
Yeah, I was thinking of like skimping on the demons, so only buying an imp. That way we can add a floor with like a couple black with like some black ice. Like maybe the good stuff that kills you.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to buy a floor. You could just put it on the top floor of the 3, you know? And then your control nodes on the other 2 or at the bottom or wherever you want them. But yeah, that makes sense. So if you do that and you get an imp, that's 1,000 off of that 500. The 500 would go to the camera. Another 500 to set that DV6, right? So you're looking at 2,000 between the imp and the whole camera setup out of that 500. So that leaves you with 3,500 to spend on ice, black ice, right?
Sounds good.
Yes, yeah, that sounds right. And then we also.
I'll double check this math too when we're all said and done off the stream. I'll go back through it when you guys put together your sheet. But yeah, what are you thinking as far as black ice? You have a few thousand possibly to spend here.
Well, in ice-wise, like, I definitely, like, I'm a hellhound. I'm definitely always fond of a hellhound, because, you know what? It's really hard to, like, hack when you're on fire.
It's true.
Most people don't think to wear fire. Most edgerunners don't think to wear fire retardant clothing.
Yeah, and they forget their insulated wiring.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, the hellhound lighting you on, setting your shit on fire, that's a turn where you're either burning or stop, drop, and rolling.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and they're only 500. You could technically get 6 of them if you wanted, you know? That's a lot of hellhounds.
Just, now, it does, now it can get a little crazy, because if you want to put two ice on the same floor, then they cost twice as much.
They do.
That's true.
But, you know, if we're making it rain to, you know, brain burn some guy who just wanted to siphon gas.
And there's other black
My
ice too that do
gasoline.
different things, yeah.
No, this is our gas, man. What the hell?
What do you think?
I'm still. Did we get a password?
Oh, you did not buy a
You
password.
suggested
That's
we get a
right.
password.
Yeah, you didn't buy a password. You guys were going to put that on the top floor to help get in. So that's going to take some of that 3K, right?
Yeah. Yes, it would.
So just make it password.
Yeah, so the first floor set that as like a DV6 password.
Yep.
What's that, 1,000?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
not
only 500?
auspicious.
That's right. Okay, so you have 3K to spend on black ice then now with a DV6
I
password.
think our lawman's really into burning things there, PW, so I don't know. Anti-program might not be worth it.
So what do you think? You got 3K. What black ice? I know. How many hellhounds?
Yeah,
And don't forget the aspect of stacking and doubling the cost and that sort of thing. So I don't know if you want to do that or maybe just get some other heftier black ice that might cost more. I'll also allow you to bank a little bit of that money towards future upgrades towards the system. So you don't have to spend all 3K. If you don't, you can get some black ice and save a couple thousand for future upgrades that you can add money to and do something else with the system. You can get your blood swarm eventually,
That should be our goal.
Left over.
Get a blood swarm.
That's just what, for whatever reason, we decided that we just really wanted that swarm.
And I'll say you have to name each nanobot of the blood swarm.
No.
There's like a few billion of them. You're like,
All right.
okay, so yeah, what do you want to
Use our
do?
agents to do that. I think we should save it. Yeah, if you give us the opportunity to bank that, we should definitely bank it because I think At the moment, we haven't drawn anybody's attention to be out there poking around, other than just maybe some.
Are we gonna
Low
notice how
person
Shig
that-
morphed into a cat though? It's like
Yeah.
lined up almost perfectly, like she's looking to the side.
Yep.
There's a little bug on one of my lights he's looking at.
That's funny.
There's nothing I can do about it.
But yeah, whatever you don't spend, you can put towards future server upgrades. So if you get a Hellhound that's 500, you'll still have 2,500 towards future upgrades. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. What do you guys think?
Yeah, because a Hellhound is only 500.
Correct.
Okay, here we go. All right, so 500.
Could we
Okay.
take that 2,500 and put it towards the weapon emplacement for the turret?
So the
upgrade that to,
turret
like-
comes. So the turret comes with it. You just select which weapon it comes with. So it's either heavy pistol, it's the dart gun, it's the flamethrower, it's the AR, or whatever.
But we could have a tech upgrade it to do like the BMG 500, no?
I mean,
That could be one of his fun little projects.
absolutely, yeah. Whatever you get as the base turret, you do have a tech. The future's nice and bright for upgrades.
I don't know if the techs do programming or not. Everybody.
Well, the
plays it
turret, not the
different way.
programming, but the turret itself. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have enough like general skill for you know how computers work and how like targeting software stuff like that is.
Mhm.
It's just that actually just fighting ice really isn't your jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I've got this right, we've got first floor DV6 password. Costs you 1,500. Then there's another floor, because Black Ice has to have its own floor, as I do believe.
Oh, are you sure? Let me look at that.
Typically, how it's been set up in all the architectures I've gone my way through.
No.
But if we don't have to waste a floor for ice, that saves us $1,000.
Unless there's a separate rule in. Let's see. Because Black Ice. Let me see. Well, we won't do that now. I'll look that up. I'll have to reread. I'm not seeing it in the build architecture section, but yeah, we'll reread that. I'm not going to charge for that. I think that it can be on the top floor with the password, if you want. That's absolutely fine. But anyways, go on. So yeah, top floor, 1,500. Let's say 2,000 with a Hellhound and password.
Yeah.
Second floor.
Then we've got a control node with a turret that's DV8 to counter. That'll run you $7,000 because it's $1,000 for the floor, $1,000 for the DV8, $5K for the turret.
Yep.
Doberman's $5K. It's slave to the architecture and patrols. Control node with the observation cameras at DV6. That's $2K. $1,000 for the floor, $1,000 for the password, $1,000 for the floor, 500 for the cameras, 500 for the DV6 to control,
Yep.
and then $1,000 for a demon.
And what's that total? I forgot to calculate the demon when I was doing the math on my head earlier. So that would leave you.
I'm redoing my math because you're letting the password and the
Hellhound be on the same floor.
Yeah, and the Hellhound share a floor, and it's just I ain't gonna question
It's
that.
either going to leave
So-
you with 2,500 or 1,500. If I'm not sure, but
It's basically with that addition that you've got of them being able to share the floor, it's going to cost $18K.
okay, cool. 2,000. 2,000 held over into the system. We'll say you have 2,000 credits in your system. on the bottom floor, waiting there for upgrades. So as you get more eddies and money, you can add to that and eventually buy that blood swarm or other upgrades to the system.
Yeah, because if we need, we can get a netrunner in. One of the contacts that Lean rolled up during character creation, a netrunner who does odd jobs to avoid being turned into netwatch.
Absolutely. No, and people have, whether in life path background, there's enough connections to the Nomad family. I'm sure Snake Nation has, like you said before, some type of low-level Nomad/netrunners that help the family that you can always get help with and stuff. You just got to be careful with the family because you don't want them knowing that you're doing bad guy shit, right? So if they come and upgrade it, maybe there'll be some type of conceal reveal or perception from the NPC or something to see if they notice, like, why do you guys have a home base outside the family and doing bad shit, or I don't know. So let's always keep that in the back of the head that you five are the only ones that know truly that you have this base and you're doing this sort of shit, right? So yeah, I think we covered everything with the home base. Correct me if I'm wrong. We've got it where you've got the garage renovated, where now you can pull in and park. You've got the system with some home defenses. You've got the med bay area set up. Was it the workshop was the other? What was the other?
Yeah,
I think we initially... Yeah, I
the
think
med
we
bay,
might have...
morale boost, server room,
Oh, morale
training
boost.
area, garage, and mud pit.
That's right. It was. I forgot the morale boost aspect.
Yeah.
And yeah, can't forget the mud pit in the back.
So excited for that.
And we're still trying to figure out if that's if it's part of the and we don't know if it's part of the morale boost or if it's part of the training area. We don't know if it's mud wrestling or the mud is heated. It provides us with a spa level of experience. Now,
right.
We don't know what's heating it. Is it
radioactive?
Is it like there's a barrel of spicy rocks under there and we just haven't dug that
Is
far
it
yet?
Radioactive raccoon waste? We don't know what's going on in this mud pit.
No, it's taking all of our bad vibes and energy and just boiling it up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. just don't go out there, because last time I did, I saw 3 or 4 raccoons lounging back there doing coke and smash. Okay, so let's just it's theirs from 1 to 3.
And we can just keep improving that morale, because eventually you're going to be driving around in the fuckmobile. You'll see a nice couch. You'll clean the human juice off of it. You'll bring it back to the place, and
Human juice?
You'll clean the human juice off of it.
Yeah. Maybe.
Or leave it. That's
Stuff and things.
But look, we have our home base. We have it set up in the chat on Discord team. Let's just drop our notes in there so we all collectively have it. Maybe we'll fill out one of those home base sheets so we can really keep this a bit more organized and then work on future upgrades when we get there. But I think we have our home base. We're ready to go. Our session 0 defines the characters. This session 1 kind of defines the home base and gives us our foundation to work with. So when we get back and we start with session 2, that will be the official beginning of our campaign. We probably will not be doing that next week. As you know, the closing on the house got pushed back. Anybody that's been following the story, we're finally, hopefully, I mean, fingers crossed, knocking on wood, everyone keep us in your prayers and positive thoughts. We're closing next week, but that might keep us from streaming next week. So we might take next week off, and then we'll be back the following week, kicking off our official campaign. But great job, team. I think we got an awesome home base. I really like the way it's turning out. And thanks, chat, for contributing ideas. That mud pit from, I think it was Canis Hound, was just chef's kiss, just perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be it's just going to be weird watching, as we contemplate, we have this lovely desert mud spa, and 5 of the worst people you've ever met are just having a lovely time in there.
Right.
Also with the mud pit, we don't even need, the torture chamber where you just say, listen, buddy, you've heard about waterboarding, but have you heard about mudboarding yet?
Oh, God. That sounds horrible.
And just baptize them until they talk. Yeah. See, there we go. The
one thing that we didn't discuss was the radioactive raccoons, but let's save that for the live stream. Let's see how that develops during improv and just for fun. Let's not take it too far. This isn't a comedy stream, but we got to balance some of the craziness with a little bit of good-hearted fun. So we'll see how that story develops, I guess, during the stream.
We just know that the raccoons are contaminated. The convenience store portion of the Oasis belongs to them. We own the garage.
It's true.
Yes. In true RPG fashion, the adventurers start off by fighting a bunch of rodents.
We have a peace
Definitely.
treaty with them. Okay.
Yeah, there should be a peace treaty. And also, let's think of some names for them. They should each have their own personality. Maybe some get along with some characters.
I
Some
got
don't
you.
get along with some characters. Maybe you have to pay a toll to a certain one just to enter the home base every time, of some kibble or something. I don't know. Just have fun with that. But yeah, great stream team. And that'll work for me. Or maybe that buffalo thing's flavored kibble. But thanks, chat, for being part of our story, as always. And we'll see you next time. Like I said, next week we'll probably take off. But check out the Cybernation Uncensored Discord and anywhere you see us for the promos of streams to keep in touch. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Cybernation Uncensored.